Okay, let's keep going here. Getting back into the preview, Week 10 preview. Yeah, Sam has a couple guys on bye. Bailey got called out by Hank this week for having maybe not the best team. So we'll see if he proves himself again this week. You know, he won this week. He beat me, but that's not the most impressive win in the books. So see what happens. This is a big game for Matt. Jordan has Josh Allen on its bench to shore up that Mahomes bye.
Yep.
But, 2 buys, so it'll be a bit of a challenge for him. 3, actually, I guess. Defense he's going to pick up. And Matt has Jared Goff in there, which is, I guess, a little bit risky, but against Seattle, it should be fine. He has 3 guys going in that Rams game. Like you pointed out, DJ Moore getting a little bit less of the share lately.
I don't know how I feel about the T. Higgins start, frankly.
Sorry?
I don't know how I feel about the T. Higgins start.
He's up there. He gets targets, man. He's definitely above AJ Green in terms of how many looks he gets. It's him and Boyd getting the majority.
Everyone's better than AJ Green at this point.
Well,
look how hurt Matt is. Look at that.
Would you say Ryan Crocker is better than AJ Green?
Yes.
Harrison? You said, would you say Ryan Crocker is better than AJ Green?
I do not recall.
Okay.
Yeah, you could deal Matt a nice blow to his chances here for the playoffs. I reckon.
We had a close matchup. I think it was week 1 or 2. Came down to Juju on the last drive of the game, if my memory serves correct. So should be a good rematch. Nice
rivalry brewing there. Hasty's projected for 0.22. That's pretty adequate. You'd like to see that. That's nice. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Matt looks like he's on track for a decent week there. I questioned his receivers a few weeks ago, and now he's starting Shepard and Beasley. So I don't think I was that out of pocket with that one. Not that those guys are terrible or anything, but it's nothing great. I'm gonna have to let my dog out here. Yeah, Ryan might not actually put a quarterback in. We could see him have 3 empty spots here this week. There's certainly a chance of it. He sent 4 empties we could see from Ryan. He sent 2 messages in the group chat today, so he's he's plugged in to some extent.
He won last week as well.
He didn't win. That is not true.
Sometimes you got to spread alternative facts, baby.
You
got to stir the pot a little.
128. I'm not going to say he had a bad week, but he did lose. Ito kind of needs a win. He's got a nice matchup, luckily. But Ryan has 2 good QBs on his bench. He could slide some guys in the lineup, maybe fill out the extra roster. So maybe he has 8 now. I don't know what's going on there.
It's nice karma for Ito after a couple backbreakers to get some luck with some rostering mishaps.
Yeah, you could say it. Stain's on pace to beat Hank here.
That's Jose.
Yeah. Absolutely it is. I'm playing Stain. Yeah, Jose is. He has
huge game in the West.
He doesn't have a kicker right now. Yeah, that is a very big game in the West.
I will be claiming a kicker off waivers shortly. So that'll pretty much bring it to a tie for projection.
That's game of the week for me.
Dalvin Cook has been carrying Jose lately, and he plays Hank's Bears on Monday night. So that's going to be
could decide the game.
From the minute that Hank wakes up on Monday to 7:15 is going to be a stressful one, I'd say.
A lot of number 8 will be worn around my house Monday.
That's fantastic. I like that.
Dalvin Cook's been able to beat up on some weaker defenses, but the Bears defense they're above 500 and they probably have the worst offense in the league. So I would count on Dalvin putting up another 150 and 3 TDs or whatever.
Well, that's gonna be Devontae Adams against Jacksonville is a terrifying matchup though. Like you could get smoked by that. You just gotta hope that Aaron Jones runs for like 3 touchdowns and they just play Devontae out of it because I have him in another league, and I'm expecting plenty, I would say.
I'm expecting big things from Bobby Woods this week, coming off the bye.
Yeah, against Seattle, absolutely. He's cooked Seattle in his career. So
defense has been
he's also playing Jimmy Graham against you, and that's another one of your guys. You have Allen Robinson. That Monday nighter is going to be Jordan, I
Jimmy
think you're
Graham's
right.
not one of the guys.
Game of the week.
I think it
actively
has to
cheer
be.
against Jimmy Graham.
I think between what it symbolizes in terms of hottest teams in the league, on top of the two most competitive, arguably at the moment, I think it has to be game of the week. I mean, yeah, Jose's
One
got
of the longest standing rivalries in fantasy football history.
Yeah, it has to be
Yeah,
said.
honestly.
It's a well-reported beef from both sides. It's a great rivalry. It's why we play the game. So
Nice West Division clash.
absolutely, there's a lot riding on this one.
I lost my NCAA bets today.
Oof.
I won. Did you ride with the Bulls?
No, I didn't, but I made a parlay that just didn't really pan out too much.
Bailey made a parlay on every game today and hit. So
Wow.
Shit, good for him.
shout out, Mr. Martin, if you're watching.
I kind of just went over on all the games, and it didn't really work out too much. That Kent State one went over though. Let's see here. Yeah, so that's about it for week 10. I think that could be the game of the week there again for Hank. Other than that, we'll see what the standings are looking like here. Yeah, that's about it.
Competitive table.
And I actually forgot to do from last week here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I kind of pointed it out, but I was gonna clown Stain just a little bit. I know the Steelers have a good defense, but don't overthink it. And Zeke only had 8. It's not like it's not like it really fucked you, but I'm not really sure you can bench him ever.
I like that call. It paid off in his favor, man. Anytime I see a Cowboy that isn't Dak on the bench, I'm all for it.
In which manner did it pay off for him though?
Yeah.
His flex spot got 0.
Hey man, it's a lot of big dick energy knowing that you benched the guy who only put up 8 points.
You just say that because you won with Chubb on your bench, or in your starting lineup.
Yeah.
You have to keep in mind, like, how are you gonna take out Melvin Gordon's 18 rushing yards a game though?
That's true. Matt got 0 from Justin Jackson. That was shitty. Flop of the week, DJ Moore at 2.8.
Yeah.
His team put up 31 points, and he had 2 catches. That is not the hottest sign.
Yeah.
I traded Matt DJ Moore in another league, and I'm not yet regretting it so far.
As previously stated, that's 2 weeks in a row that DJ Moore is supposed to be the number 1 guy in Carolina, and he has not been, both targets and fantasy points.
Yeah, Robbie's getting a lot of that. Even Samuel lately, too.
Samuel's been getting lots of looks.
Worst benching of the week. That's me for DJ Chark. Yeah, Houston has a bad defense. I honestly am not really sure what I was thinking there. I kind of just thought I was going to lose, so I just played Godwin just to get him in there, which doesn't make sense because it's not real football, but just wanted to get him some reps. So that's kind of what we're left at. Yeah, I don't think I actually stressed how much I was upset with this earlier. Don't bench Keenan Allen. I love Keenan
Allen.
Garbage. Don't do that.
And Jerry Jeudy, yeah.
Well, I mean, I would probably give Judy a little start too. That's a fun start.
I like Jerry Jeudy.
Not only is Keenan Allen benched, but I mean, like I like Mike Williams too, but like I don't think there's much of a rationale for that. I'm not gonna lie.
Another W though
is fantastic and deserves. I know you're not going to take Claypool out, and that's fine. He's still scoring, but Mike Williams. But hey, you won, so fuck me. I lost, right? So don't listen to me. Yeah, Jordan, bonehead of the week here, just left it up empty.
Yeah.
Cost himself the game.
Yep.
You could say, certainly.
Cost himself a lot of respect around the league as well.
I would say so. There's no way around it.
Yeah, I don't think you're too off base there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we said, Curtis Samuel had a nice big game there, and so did Irv Smith. So did Irv Smith. Detroit's nothing that great, and yeah, don't bench Irv. Don't bench Irv. And then start of the week. You guys actually kind of mentioned it earlier. Christian Kirk, start of the week.
Yeah.
Going into that game, Miami was like right at the top of the league for pass defense and that, so it wasn't it wasn't like a sure thing or anything. And yeah, he had a nice game, 120 yards and a touchdown, and kind of propelled him to a win there. So that was, we'll say the start of the week there. But also, I mean, Jacoby Myers, right? How about that?
Jacoby Myers also good, but yeah, I mean, Christian Kirk is always a fun start in a fantasy league, as we talked about earlier. Tends to almost always be on the waiver wire and tends to almost always be like 6 times a year. And everybody's, you're sleeping on Christian Kirk. Pick him up this week. He's only taken in 30% of leagues. So to see that pay off. Trust his numbers. He's got the stats to back it up.
Right after the catch.
Sounds about right, man. For the rankings this week, I'm gonna do it 9-1 because I kind of don't know why I didn't do that before. Now that I'm thinking about it, because you got to watch it all the way through. Everyone's got to see it all the way through. At number 9, I honestly wanted to get him out of here. I really tried my best, but it is still Ryan. It'll still be Ryan. Sammy Watkins 3 weeks in a row is preposterous. He's on a bye this week. You might still keep him in there. Empty spots, not starting the 2 exciting rookie QBs he has, even though he's like probably not even trying to win that much, so put him in there, just general, absence kind of thing. Number 8 is Sam. Now, Jordan was saying that Sam was like a dark horse to be sliding up the rankings. And on the field, and I'm trying to send a message here. On the field, sure, he's first in the division. I think he's surprised some people. He doesn't have great running back depth, but he keeps pulling these wins out and putting up 150. He's not just winning like a shit game by any means. Ryan challenged him. But like I said earlier, he has the Tampa Bay Buccaneers default Fantrax logo, which is quite frankly disgusting. I hate to look at it. And like Jordan said, Jordan has a legal challenge in. We might have to get a Supreme Court of the league, 5 members to vote 3-2, and we might have to put that in a Zoom meeting. Probably the 3 of us and we'd have to appoint a few people perhaps, but I think that Jordan would have to recluse himself.
I'd just like to state Absolutely. That, I like beer. I still like beer. But never ever drink a beer to the point of passing out or blacking out. Just for that to be clear before I am appointed to the Supreme Court of the league.
That's excellent to know, considering that I may or may not work at a brewery. So this is all good news to hear. But again, I'm all for.
Well, we can get a committee sitting, Jordan. But I think you would have to recuse for this one. But
absolutely. I think I will have to recuse, but I would love to see the court in action here.
Well, I think the committee could just be picked at random per case. It's like jury duty. You just got to show up to the Zoom meeting and see what the deal is. So there's a legal challenge. Sam does not own 1 girly or 2 girlies for that.
Does he even own a cup? Does he own a
cup? Cooper Cup
Sam doesn't have Tory Gurley or Todd Gurley.
Yeah, no Cooper Cup.
No Cooper Cup.
Well, I mean, he didn't spell it like cup, so that's fine. I'm not upset about that one.
I am gonna come after him.
My ruling will reflect that.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's fine. Hey, you're an independent decision maker, and I can't waver you, and I wouldn't try to. So that's fine. It's not my place. I'm just here to appoint. So yeah, that's definitely something to look at. The logo is tough, and he hasn't relocated. I have 4 more of these footballs that I can put on the map. I want to. I can just stick you in Winnipeg if you just want to stay in good old Winnipeg.
Represent the 4-1.
Maybe South Bend, Indiana, if it interests you.
Gary?
Maybe somewhere else. I don't know. Not Gary. Don't play in Gary.
Come on, what's wrong with Gary? South Shore Railcats.
Exactly. It's too competitive. That's the hottest ticket in town. You can't take them on. The South Shore Railcats? Like, what do you do? What the fuck do you think you are? I mean, like, really? If we're getting into it. Number 7 is Matt. And I would have dropped him lower if the other 2 guys weren't, like, just kind of tanking themselves out of it a bit. Not that Matt's done anything terrible on the field or off the field necessarily, but he started the Gaza conflict as it pertains to this league, not in general, but as it pertains to this league. He initiated the Gaza conflict, and And, you know, he initiated the challenge furthermore. You know, Hank had kind of accommodated him to some degree. And he lost. You know, he kind of went 0 for 3, you could say. So, you know, I think you got to slide him down. He's in a new location. We'll see if it's better for him. As he said, he lost, I think it's 3 or 4 straight in Gaza. So, you know, the on-the-field slide kind of coincides with the rankings too, I think you could say. Let's see here. I didn't actually map this out beforehand. Now I'm kind of interested. At 6 is At 6 it's gonna be Spain, because I'm just trying to, you know, I'm just shaking it up a little bit. I can't say that there's like a really a reason for him to drop, but he's, you know, the East Division's kind of trending downwards a little bit. I think the rankings should kind of reflect that a little bit. I already had to put Sam lower, so I'm like kind of compensating for that a little bit. He just texted me also, so boo! Don't text me. Actually, that's fine. That's nice. But yeah, you know what? Honestly, I'm kind of struggling to explain myself here, but I kind of just want to shake it up a little bit, and that's just kind of what it feels like. You know, it's kind of just what was speaking to me. My main reason actually for that is to get Ito a little bit higher up in the rankings. I like the move he did. I think he knows that I like Lonzo quite a bit, so I'm not sure if he was angling towards me with that. But if he was, it's smart. I didn't make any rules against that. I think it's a fair play. It's a smart play. The alliteration to go with the logo is nice. Or if he chose the logo to go with the name, even better. That's an inspired choice.
Love it.
But I'm gonna slot him in at 5 right now. He is trending upwards for sure. I do want that to be known. I like that move. Norway's a nice area. I think it's pretty solid. I'm gonna have Bailey at 4. You know, he got a nice win. He beat the, you know, maybe probably the worst team in the league, you could say. Certainly 9th or 10th. So, you know, it's a win. He moved up into a playoff spot, which is nice. And it was good to see him get in on the Jets action. And actually, you know what? Yeah, Sam, I would love to have you further up the rankings. You got all the boys in on the Jets action. That was, you know, That's fun. Get the league talking about the same kind of stuff. I'm a big fan of it, but message needs to be sent here, so it's I'm sending it. You know, it's on the wire. So Bailey's number 4. Jordan is 3rd. He had 2 weeks at the top there. The empty spot was.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's just it's kind of like the second time that it happened.
That's correct.
And he admittedly, you know, said that he fucked up. He almost volunteered to fall down the rankings, but my mind had been made up at that point. So don't think that I can be wavered. But he, you know, I think he sees the error of his ways. 106 on the field is fine. There was a little South African controversy. He even floated a little relocation possibly, so there might be some turmoil with Jose moving into the channel there. So it's something to keep an eye on, definitely. He has a legal challenge coming up, so he could move back up the rankings if he wins the first ever legal challenge within the league.
And the Ruth Bader Ginsburg of this league. I want that to go on the record right now.
Well, that's better than being the Brett Kavanaugh of this league, so that's good. Definitely the Brett Kavanaugh of this league is Bailey. I don't know why.
I fucking hate that, man.
Wow.
He's not gonna like that. He's gonna be very upset.
He's not gonna like that.
In this exact video, I've quoted Brett Kavanaugh, and I still didn't get called the Brett Kavanaugh.
You did. You even said.
Brett Kavanaugh?
I kept asking him whether or not he thought that who was the player was better than Ryan Crocker.
No, it's when I said I like beer. That's a Brett Kavanaugh quote.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I like beer. I like drinking beer.
I still like beer.
I mean, Bailey still likes beer. Like, I don't think I'm too far off.
He still likes beer.
I think so. Or if Bailey, you can be the Cesar Chavez of the league if you want, but you only have it 2 ways, so you pick one, and that's it. Number 2 is Jose.
Okay.
He's on a roll on the field. He's hot. I like the lick mine decision. It's funny. He's sticking with the same kind of team he had. I offered him a bribe to move to Bruges, Belgium, and he didn't. And I mean, Brussels is fine, but it's a large capital, and Bruges, the whole city of Bruges is a UNESCO heritage site. It's fucking gorgeous. I would put my team there. It's really nice. But, he's very hot on the field. Devontae Adams and Dalvin Cook is an absolute league-winning duo right there. No way around that. So definitely a scary guy to look after. And he could come for Sam's top spot in the West there. And then Hank is number 1. He kind of called it yesterday. I gave it away to Bailey the other day, and Jose too, I think. He withstood, all the noise from outside of the strip there. He staked his claim from day one. He was in the strip, before any of us even moved out to any locations. He's a pioneer in that regard. And he staked his claim, proved that he belonged where he originally settled down. So I think that that alone was to get him to number 1. And then he's won 4 out of the last 5. So he tells me. I haven't actually checked that, but I believe.
I started the season 0-4. I'm now 4-5. So
that's impressive.
It checks out. The math checks out.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's sliding up, and he's into a playoff spot this week. I think for the first time, or actually no, I guess last week you were ahead of Ito still, but he's moving up. So I think he's number 1 in the rankings, except for, me, kind of thing, because I have the sickest team. Everyone knows I have the sickest team. Let's see here. I have 12 subscribers. So, I know there's a few people in the league that aren't subscribed to me.
What's that thumbnail?
You didn't see the thumbnail last time?
I didn't see the thumbnail. No, that ruined it.
Looks like Noof going over top of some St. Patel Mustangs for a reception. Or an interception, perhaps.
No, are you looking at this picture or
no, I'm looking at the week 8 recap.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that profile
picture.
I can't believe you didn't see that. I loved it too.
No.
I thought it was great.
That.
This is a catch over Lucas Johnston for
LJJ the J Johnston. Wow.
Where's it going?
One of the most legendary athletes in Winnipeg high school football history.
Absolutely. That's him right there in the foreground of that. That's an interception.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah. Number 92, like James Harrison. Now, 3 less views on the second one here. I will literally go through all the analytics and find out who is responsible for such tomfoolery. The average viewing duration is just over 50% also. So if I find out through that what we're looking at, then it's gonna be a tough scene for everyone. So yeah, looking at they're not showing the teams in here yet, but just looking towards round 1, we got 2 byes there, seed 1 and seed 2, the division winners, and I'm going to have to make sure that it seeds the division winners. I actually am not sure if it does automatically, or if it seeds the rest of the division. Definitely the division winners. So I'm going to have to figure that out. There's a slight chance that even that changes a little bit, but we'll see what the deal is there. So I think that's about it. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. So I have 8 footballs on there. I would like to have 10 footballs on there. That I think seems like a pretty good deal. So I'm gonna play some video games with Stan now, per that text. And Jordan, do you have anything else to say about your legal challenge?
Yeah, I've already played my hand quite a bit tonight here. I've given a heads up not only to Blakely to allow himself to provide some legal counsel and get himself ready to go, but no, that's about it for me. Loving where the league currently stands at. We've got a great group of owners currently working together. Really excited about the shake-up in the rankings this week. Been lots of great relocations. Great weekend last night. Great battle. Especially as I mentioned before, the Battle of Gaza was excellent. We got a great week ahead here. Playoff race is heating up. We have another excellent matchup between Brussels and the Kings of Gaza. So should be a lot of fun here to follow along.
Absolutely, yeah. That's well put. I think the league's moving in a good direction. You got a strong ownership group, so yeah, it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. The expansion draft is going to be fun.
Absolutely.
I'm not. There isn't actually one. I really want to do one, but it's not going to happen. But I think it'll be funny.
I think an expansion draft would be fun.
Hank, anything to say to Matt parting Gaza, or is that?
I don't have a lot to say to Matt. Just when people see Matt's name on the standings every week, they'll know what the Gaza strippers are about. And trade deadline coming up next Wednesday. Not a lot of talk about that, but Super Tuesday
I'm
next
gonna
week
push it back. Honestly,
could be wild. A lot of.
No, I'm gonna push it back.
It's getting pushed. Breaking news right here that the deadline will be pushed back.
It will.
It absolutely in the last minutes of the recap. That's huge.
Well, I didn't actually look at a calendar when I first sent it. I just kind of like picked a day. Yeah. But just because like the picks are going to be available to be traded like in March, if you wanted to. So there's going to be trading all year.
Yeah.
So might as well not restrict it. Just obviously not for the playoffs, but other than that, it's kind of just open season on the market, honestly.
Mm-hmm. 3 weeks left in the regular season.
One idea I do want to float. There's I think 4 still.
4. Okay, sorry about that.
One idea I still wanted to float was so next year. Just because the draft would only be 8 rounds, I wanted to make it 10 just to get a little bit more substance out of it. And then, so what we would have to do is you would draft 20 guys, say at like the start of August maybe. And then by the start of the season, you'd have to cut down your roster to 18.
Yeah.
Or we could bump the rosters to 20. But I think the cutting thing is like kind of interesting. It just kind of adds like a little bit more of a like real kind of wrinkle to it.
Yeah, I agree.
Most people I've spoken about it to kind of seem to like it.
Works for me.
Also, the idea of possibly just because with the injuries and COVID this year, I kind of envisioned a bit more of like almost like stashing a guy or two on the bench, and it hasn't been as realistic at least for a lot of the teams this year. So I was thinking of adding a practice roster next year where you could keep like a guy or two, but you couldn't activate them right away. Like you wouldn't just be able to play them like right off the practice roster. Okay. You'd have to like bring them up to your active roster for a week and then you could play them. So say like a guy's backup or something, like some kind of handcuff or like some rookie or some shit. So these are just ideas that people can bounce back and forth. Sorry?
You'd have to like release someone if you wanted to bring them onto your active roster.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you wouldn't be able to play them just for the week, just so it's not like just like an extra bench spot.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's more. The idea is more like a stash or like a handcuff for like a Tony Pollard or Mike Davis or something like that, right?
Yep.
So just some ideas, just to kind of diversify. I want to make the league as kind of different as I can. So.
Oh yeah, that goes very much
always
appreciated.
Take suggestions too. Drop it in. I'm gonna make sure comments are on in this video. I think on the last one apparently.
I do got one suggestion. It was recently brought up. I think that the discussion regarding home field advantages, considering we're all franchising and moving to locations, I think that should be discussed. If it's say 2 or 3 points in the regular season and then 5 points in the playoffs, like I think there should be some weight and validity to having the home field advantage, especially if it's a keep dynasty league and we all have cities now. But
yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm very for that.
We could even calculate. Once you said the home field advantage, I started thinking that we should make a metric for the league, like some kind of WAR stat. But that's very complicated. But that just made me think of that.
Yeah, but I like that. Whether we go complex and come up with an equation, or it's just something as straightforward as 2 points in the regular season and 5 in the playoffs. But just something to make it worthwhile.
No, man, you have to apply it to weather and to all kinds of things. We're getting the wins above replacement status here, man. We got to extrapolate our data across many different variances.
Absolutely.
So Sam, move your team. Ryan, I don't expect you to be listening to this, so that's about it. I'm gonna sign off here, and we'll see Thursday night football. There is Tennessee and Indianapolis, which is a decent game.
Yeah.
few guys in fantasy will be playing, and it should be a good football game regardless.
Both my RBs are going to be repping up for Thursday night, so.
That's kind of scary, but yeah, it is fun too, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm for it.
Was it Johnny Taylor?
Johnny Taylor and Derrick Henry.
Oh, I forgot you had Derrick in this league.
Big Derrick.
Yeah.
Johnny T.
Derrick Henry's my guy.
Also, Hank and I play in a different league this week, so things might get ugly towards the weekend, but you guys
Battle for first.
have to go for it. Yeah, battle for first. 7-2 myself, 6-3 Hank. I think about 10 points separate us in points for right now, so it could be an interesting one.
Battle.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, I'm signing off. Thanks for stopping in here, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Or my pleasure, at least. Yeah, I don't know if Harrison's too pleased to be here, but I'm definitely thankful for the opportunity.
He got number 1 in the rankings. I hope he is.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Peace.
See you, fellas.